Father's Day passed recently, which made me think of some famous comic book dads. Okay, maybe what I'm showing aren't good examples, but comics are home to some great ones. Even if the two lack biological ties, Alfred Pennyworth will always be Bruce Wayne's father. He raised Bruce for the years following his parents' death, taught him valuable life lessons, instilled morals in him, and protected him. Alfred really is the best dad in comics, so I thought I would take the opportunity to analyze this iconic and applauded character. Hey, sorry to interrupt. I just want to give a quick shout out to my friend Shoone, who has done all of the channel art for Citizen of Metropolis. The banner looks fantastic, the logo looks fantastic, and if you want to see more art in that style, head over to his Reddit, check out what he has to offer. It's really incredible. I'm posting the link in the description below, so be sure to check that out. Alright, back to the video. Serving as the Wayne family's caretaker and manager of their estate, Alfred has proven himself to be loyal. It is this loyalty that is the basis of his relationship with Bruce. In the Court of Owls storyline, it is revealed that Alfred's father, Jarvis Pennyworth, also worked for the Waynes. Not knowing that his father was slain by a Talon, he took over the family business. Alfred is a caring person by nature. In addition to being a trained medic, he has a strong sense of empathy, making him one of the few people Batman can rely on. After Bruce left Gotham for several years to train, he returned a new man, no longer needing protection from his guardian. However, once Bruce started training the Robins, Alfred's role as a father resumed. This is really important because Batman is, let's just say, not the most warm and fuzzy personality. He's cold, rigid, stubborn, and lacks many empathetic skills that Alfred has. Because of this, we see the Robins bond with Alfred far more than they bond with Bruce. Alfred is also objective. He calls things out for what they are, makes witty yet accurate remarks, and is a fantastic assistant to the world's greatest detective. So far, I've been praising Pennyworth, only talking about his good side. Well, not anymore. I think it's time I discuss the less than ideal aspects of Alfred. Now, I don't want to get misconstrued here. I believe that Alfred Pennyworth is one of the most solid and likable characters DC has ever published. But of course, no one is perfect. First of all, just because Batman is a loner doesn't mean Alfred has to follow suit. Batman decided to isolate himself both literally and metaphorically so he could focus on his mission of eradicating Gotham's crime and making the world a better place. Because of this decision, he dragged down Alfred with him. How would it look if Alfred was allowed to have an exciting social life while the man he raised is getting horribly injured almost every night? It just wouldn't be fair. So Alfred refuses to let himself live his life to the fullest, because Bruce does the same. There's a famous scene in The Dark Knight Rises where Alfred describes a fantasy he had when Bruce had left Gotham. He says, "I had this fantasy that I would look across the table and see you there, with a wife and a couple of kids. You wouldn't say anything to me, or me to you, but we'd both know that you'd made it." Alfred wants the best for Bruce, but I think he also wants the best for himself. If Batman hangs up the cape and cowl and rejoins society, it means Alfred can be free of the constant burden that is placed on him. It is this self-defeating thinking that is one of Alfred's weaknesses. Another weakness of his is the fact that he rarely challenges Batman. By agreeing to help the Bat on dangerous and reckless missions, he enables Bruce's dangerous behavior. As we all know, Batman can tend to obsess. Although Alfred has pointed this out before, he rarely tries to stop it. I'm struggling to find a good example to use here, but in the majority of Batman comics, Alfred acts as an accomplice rather than the voice Batman needs to hear. Alfred must be the rational voice in Batman's life. He must be. Without him, he has no one. I suppose you could argue that the Robins are rational voices, but let's be honest. How often does Batman take advice from his sons? Almost never. Alright, back to the positive stuff. Alfred is a good man. Simple as that. But here the question arises, is Alfred a better person than Batman? Has Alfred forged a stronger moral compass than Bruce? In all honesty, I don't know the complete answer to this question. Instinctually, I want to say yes. But then again, Batman is the savior of Gotham. He has saved far more lives than Alfred and will continue to do so. But after years of reading Batman comics, I think that morally, intrinsically, Alfred has clearer vision, figuratively speaking. When you have patience, optimism, integrity, respect, and honesty, you become an excellent judge of character. The main reason that Batman is so cold is that he suffered a traumatic event at a young age, the loss of his parents. But we have to remember, Alfred also suffered that trauma. He may not have been physically present when Thomas and Martha Wayne were shot, but he was still shaken nonetheless. But the difference between him and Bruce is that Alfred will never go down a dark spiral. Batman embodied fear to get revenge on the crime that took his parents, while Alfred coped with his grief in a healthy way. In the dark, gritty, disturbing world of Batman mythology, Alfred is our beam of light that allows us to see. He's a father, a hero, a friend, and one of the best characters in comics. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one, so for now, take care everyone.